News television is part and parcel of the fraud going on in the zoo. I don't care if you publish us or not, because eventually you will. I don't care. The whole world is listening to Radio Biafra tonight. I said all over the world. How many people watch them? Criminals they are. President Buhari greets Jonathan at 61. That was the headline. Don't look at it with the dead Buhari laughing, and so also is Jonathan. And at the background, they tried to cover the face of Kofi Annan somehow, but it didn't quite work. And IPOB, trust IPOB media team now. They jumped on them, asking them, how come you're using this old picture? How could Channels TV conjure up two dead people? Felicitating with Jonathan. The photos of Buhari greeting Jonathan was made their front page, the headline news. How can people with conscience do this? Do you see how far they can go to make sure that Biafra doesn't come? Some of you think that only Awasa is against Biafra. No. A sizable number of Yoruba people are afraid, because half of Yoruba is Muslim, half is Christian. If we allow Yoruba to join Muslim North, that is Awasa Fulani North, in Nigeria, they will squash them into the ground within a matter of weeks. They'll be finished. So they need us. But they need them to come out and say, oh please, we need you, don't go. We need you in Nigeria so we can survive. Instead, they're going through the very negative way of trying to run down IPOB and Biafra, and by shoring up this man, this ghost in Asorok. More confirmation that Buhari is dead, and the media, they know this very, very well. Not only Channels, another Yoruba. Hey, another Yoruba publication. Sahara Reporters. You know what they said? Buhari campaigns for himself at Jonathan book launch. That was the headline. What it means is that Buhari attended Jonathan's book launch, isn't it? But did Buhari go there? There was no Buhari, because Buhari is dead. Jubril couldn't go, because Jubril knows that now Radio Biafra is saying all these things about Jubril. If he goes there, Obasanjo is a wily old fox. He will know. Obasanjo said to him, no be you be Buhari, why no? You know Obasanjo very well, he'll say it. And he avoided everybody. And I think today, Abdulsalam Abubakar said something about Jubril avoiding the public limelight. The truth is that everybody knows that Jubril did not attend Jonathan's 61st birthday. Do you know that? Everybody knows. But Sahara Reporters wrote that Buhari was there. And this is the idiot planning to run for the presidency. A thief, a liar, planning to run to become the president of a country. He's a liar. They have given him money. He will pocket the money. He will come out and talking about Nigeria is bad. That's what I hate about some of you Nigerians. You are hypocrites. You go behind the back and you cut a deal with the government. You come and say, oh, things are bad, not knowing that you are part of the problem. Shawara is part of the problem. The outfit he runs, Sahara Reporters, stinks. They lie and they fabricate news. If you pay them, they publish for you. We must continue. They knew Buhari was not there, but they took the picture of Buhari when he was alive in 2015 during his inauguration, when he was sitting with Jonathan, to confuse the already confused and gullible Nigerians. All the media reports about the people who were present in Jonathan's book launch were accurate. They showed the picture of the events. Oshomole was there, Saraki was there, Akpabio was there, everybody was there. The same thing they did in Paris. Have you forgotten? Remember Paris? And Femi Adesina. Femi Adesina lied that Jubril went to Paris when he didn't go to anywhere. The same way that Sahara Reporters was lying to all of you. Because your general overseer is Yoruba, you won't talk. Before your daddy GO will send you to the back seat. My goodness. Maybe the camera that took the pictures of hundreds of people at the event could not capture Buhari or film him. The same thing that happened in Paris. Nobody could see him. Nobody. Nobody at all. Unbelievable. Next level, the only way Buhari campaigns for himself at Jonathan's book launch, Sahara Reporters. Some of you will flock there to go and read rubbish. If you want to know how useless black people are, look at the websites they get their news from. Once you tell them the truth, they run away. They say you're insulting them. If you're a good person, why would I need to speak ill of you? Why? Have I spoken ill of Mbazulika Amechi before? Why would I speak ill of you or Maria Oko, Chief Mrs. Mario? Have I spoken ill of her before? There are good people all over the place. I won't speak ill of you. But once you go to Abuja and begin to run around to sell our people so that your son or your grandson can be minister, then thunder will fire you. In as much as I'm concerned, be rest assured. They should stop lying. They lied again, the same channel television. They lied. You know what they did? They came up with their own fraudulent tactics. You know, there was a headline saying, Buhari congratulates Super Eagles on Nations Cup qualification. Some of you didn't see it. And that was immediately after South Africa and the Zoo. Nigeria played a 1-1 draw in South Africa. They showed us a picture to give us the impression that Buhari was watching the match live. Understand this very well. Maybe that is why people don't follow what we are doing. Maybe in Africa, in our schools, we are not taught to reason very well, to think outside the box, maybe. On the picture showing at the TV screen being watched by Buhari, according to China's television picture, was an old match. An old match. The jersey they were wearing was markedly different from the jersey that people were watching on the television. This is how they lie. That is channels to another Yoruba media. And now you wonder why. Do you think if it was an Igbo man that was doing the job of Femi Adesina that they would let him be? Imagine if it was an Igbo man lying to defend a dead Buhari. Imagine what Yoruba media would do to that very person. They will shred you. But ask yourself this question. How come is it that Yoruba media knew that Jubril Buhari, according to some of them, did not. They know Buhari did not go to Paris, but nobody held Femi Adesina responsible. Because Femi Adesina is a Yoruba man. Do you think they're Igbo people? Do you think Yoruba media, they are full of Igbo people? No, they defend their own. The same thing that Fulani do in the north. If it was an Igbo man, they would have eaten him raw by now. It was Yoruba media that removed General Hejirika. Some of you don't know this, but I know. They kept writing. They kept writing. They kept writing. Until Jonathan ill-advisedly capitulated and sacked Hejirika. And from that day onwards, Boko Haram assumed total control. Total control. And they know it. After all the lies of Femi Adesina about Jubril going to Paris, you can never go to any Nigeria media. Just ask Femi Adesina a simple question. Presidency, show us the video of Buhari in Paris. There was no Buhari in Paris. And they will never ask. Because the man doing the job there is a Yoruba man. And if you pursue Jubril now to go, Biafra, these Biafra people, they will rise up, and Nigeria will divide. And we don't want it. We need oil money. We need gas money. We need Igbo people in Lagos doing business for us. We need Igbo people in Kanu, Kaduna, selling cash papers for us. So we need them in Nigeria. That is why you are in one Nigeria and you don't even know it. You think they love you? Do you seriously think they love you? You think some Yoruba people, they love you? Is that what you think? Or Hausa Fulani, you think they love you? You must be demented if you think so. Because they never did. If they loved you, they wouldn't have. They started killing us since 1945. Don't you know that? 1945, the slaughter started. is continuing till this very day. And you think they love you. They send your children to be slaughtered by Boko Haram. Leave them ill-equipped. Sent all the armaments, all the armor tankers down to the east to kill unarmed protesters. But in the north, they put Igbo people in command and send Boko Haram to go and kill them. So they can blackmail Trump into giving them helicopter gunships. You don't know that? Nigerians are follow people. They follow you. They keep following you. They follow lies. Lies upon lies every blessed day, churned out by Yoruba media. Why do you think a lot of you, Biafrans, why do you think you go to Yoruba churches? They use their media preponderance to wash your brain clean, to let you know that a Yoruba pastor is where there is redemption. That's why you go to all these churches. You don't know that? That is why you go to all those churches. They sell their own. And some of you don't know that most of these Yoruba pastors, they were once Muslim. They were born into Muslim homes. You don't know this, but I know. Imagine a Muslim convert to Christianity telling Wachineke, who is circumcised on the 8th day after he was born, about God. What an insult, what a shame. We must continue. Nigerians hate the truth and must tell it. If they can provide a video of Jubril in Paris, perhaps they may have a case, but there is none, because Jubril wasn't there. If what I'm saying is a lie, don't you think that the cabal would have used that human trafficker? Loretta Onochie, I'm telling you what she used to do. She would go to Edo State and move prostitutes, unemployed women to Europe. That's her job. To supply the brothels in Europe. Before they bought her a smartphone and an iPad. The zoo media can never ask Jubril to remove his cap. Never. Nor ask him to speak his language. Remember when we said that there was a rumor at some point that Obasanjo was dead? Do you remember? What did Obasanjo do? He came out and said, I did Kankwe. He came out and said, I did Kankwe. Is that not what you said? Yes. Jubril cannot do it because he is not Buhari. Everybody knows that Channels Television and the rest of them are lying. Nigerians are not sincere people. Because if they were sincere to one another, all the lies going on will not be happening. They would have asked Okorocha and all the rest of them, tell us what you're threatening APC about. But tonight, let me introduce a very simple piece of evidence. Mrs. Amakeko will try and help me because I want her, first of all, to publish the diagram of an ear and the parts of an ear. Let me tell you, let me lay the foundation for this, or the groundwork to speak. There are a few physical features within a man or a human body that you cannot change. That is unique to everybody and very easy to measure. One is your fingerprint. The other one is your ear, the outer ear. No two outer ears are the same. Before we proceed on this phase of a masking of Jubril, go to your children, even if they are twins. Bring them to stand side by side with their ear facing you. Check to see if the design of their outer ear is the same. If it's the same, it is not. It can never be. It's like the fingerprint. No two fingerprints are the same way that no two designs of the ear is the same. Do you see how we're going to catch Jubril tonight? Very simple, isn't it? I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe tomorrow they'll mold a new ear for him. But the old pictures they took is there. This is an assignment I have to give to all of you. I want you to go and look at all of old Buhari's pictures because the real one died in 2017. So all Buhari's pictures from 2015 to 2016, even 2014. Look at his ears very well. Draw it closer. Look at his ears. I asked Mrs. Amaka to post all this on my page. IPOB admin can go there to pick it up. First of all, I want you to publish the biological diagram of an ear and the various parts we are going to be looking at tonight in the unmasking of Jubril. So you will understand what we are doing here. I said, piece by piece, I will destroy the zoo. Line by line, I will destroy them. I don't know if any of you have seen it. Have you seen it? Have you seen the ear that we're talking about? The diagram of the ear. Go to Nnamdi, Kanu. Being managed by Makeko, it is there. I want it everywhere. It's a diagram. Not just Jubril's ear. The diagram first, so you understand what you're looking for. I want to assure each and every one of you that by the time you look at the ear of the dead Buhari and look at the ear of anybody they bring and say he's Buhari, you will see that it can never, ever be the same. It is not the same. From tonight, we are beginning to lay the definitive foundation of the unmasking of Jubril. Because no two ears are the same. Do you think two ears are the same? Like fingerprints. Like snow. Remember, snow has been falling since we knew what snow was. But no two snowflakes are the same. Do you know that? Since snow started falling on this earth, every snowflake, which is ice forming around the dust, is different from the other since the beginning of time till today. No two snowflakes are the same. Do you see why I believe in Chukwukika Biama? In the mystery of creation. I must take a bit of water, if you excuse me. You know, I've been off for about 4 years. Before I used to go without drinking any water. We must proceed. We have to proceed because it is the truth that we're preaching. Has this very picture been publicized everywhere? Can people see it now? Can people see this very picture? It is called the structure of the ear. You can go to Google and Google it. The structure of the ear. Because without this, you cannot follow what we're saying. And I even want Yoruba journalists. You know, maybe before tomorrow they can change it. They are liars. But they cannot lie their way through this one. We are beginning to remove the face of Jubril tonight. We must proceed. The cabal must know that we are Biafrans. The most intelligent race in Africa, the most intelligent, they know that if you leave Biafra to be on our, they know if they leave Biafra on our own, within 2 years, they'll be begging us for visa to come and visit us. I am blessed by Chukwukika Biama. They know it, the whole world knows if we allow Biafra to go, Africa will become developed. They know it very well. So I make no apologies when I say this. If you're doubting me, then try me and see. The cabal must know that we are very, very intelligent. IPOB intelligence M branch is the best in the world. I said there is something we are discovering. You know that man they said they killed in Sudan, the diplomat. You get as we be. You get as we be. But we'll get there eventually. We are going to tell you something that will shock each and every one of you. To shock you. And I'm telling them tonight, we are going to find out where he's buried. Let me tell the zoo so they know. The man you claim died, somebody killed him in Khartoum in Sudan. That I wrote a heartfelt condolence for. May not be dead after all. He is the one they are working on extensively. We need to confirm this. We are looking to extract his DNA from his grave. Then went and removed everything about him from Google. Do you know that? The zoo bought every information from Google and removed him from Google. Nothing, can't find him. But we are following them. We want to tell them that we are more intelligent than they are and will ever be.